Hello and welcome back to the Tech Blackboard. In part 8 today, we are going to cover 15 very important questions of our AZ-104 real exam question and answer series. We have already covered 70 very important and latest questions in 7 parts. If you have missed any of these parts, then the link is now appearing in the I button on the top right corner and in the description box. If you want to get a PDF version of all the questions with answers of this part 8, then you have to tell me the correct answer for question number 74 and question number 84. You will find the answers to both of these questions in this video itself. So watch the video very carefully. We are now also available on Facebook, so please join our Facebook community. So let's begin our part 8 with question number 71. The question says that you have an Azure subscription that contains the storage accounts shown in the following table. As you can see here, you have different storage account. The names are listed here 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you have different type of storage accounts. So for example, storage 1 is storage version 2. Then we have blob storage, blob storage for storage 3. And then for storage 4, we have file storage. And then the performance tier is also given. We have standard for the first 1 and the premium for the last 1. Then further, the question says that you plan to manage the data stored in accounts by using lifecycle management rules. To which storage account can you apply lifecycle management rules? And your options are storage 1 only, storage 1 and storage 2 only, storage 3 and storage 4 only, storage 1, 2 and 3 only, or storage 1, 2, 3 and 4, which means all of the storage listed above. So let's check out the Microsoft website and find out the answer. So this is the Microsoft website that talks more about optimized cost by automatically managing the data lifecycle. If you will scroll down towards the bottom of the page, you will reach to a section which talks about, this one. So you will reach a section which talks more about feature support. And in this section, you can see this table out here. And you can see that we have storage account type. Then we have blob storage or the default support. And here you can see that we have standard general purpose version 2 and premium blobs are supported when we are talking about lifecycle management. However, you can also note that there is no mention of file storage here in this table. So let's go back to the presentation and find out the correct answers. So back to the presentation, and the correct answer for this question is option D, storage 1, storage 2, storage 3 only. So as we saw on the Microsoft website, all these type of storage are supported except for the file storage. And that's the reasoning behind choosing the option D. Our question number 72 says that you have an Azure DNS zone named thetechblackboard.com. You need to delegate a subdomain named research.thetechblackboard.com to a different DNS server in Azure. What should you do? Should you create a named server record for the techblackboard.com zone, or should you create a PTR record named research in the techblackboard.com zone, or modify the SOA record for the techblackboard.com, or should you create a record named star.research in the techblackboard.com zone? So what is the correct answer? And the correct answer for this question is option A, create a named server record for the techblackboard.com. Now let's validate our answer on the Microsoft website. So here I am on the Microsoft website, which gives the process of delegating an Azure DNS subdomain. If you will scroll down a little here, then you can reach to a section which says create a NS record. And here you can see all the steps. First of all, it gives that navigate to a zone for the parent domain. Then you have to select plus record set at the top of the overview page. The third step is on the add record set page, type engineering in the name text box. Instead of engineering, here in our example, it would be research because our subdomain is research.thetechblackboard.com. And the fourth step is for type, select NS or name server. So you can come on to this page. I will provide the link of this page and all the other documentation that I'm using in this video in the description box. So I hope that documentation from Microsoft makes it clear the reasoning behind choosing the option A. Question number 73 says that the team of a delivery company is configuring a virtual machine scale set. Friday night is typically the busiest time. Conversely, 8 a.m. on Tuesday is generally the quietest time. Which of the following virtual machine scale set feature should be configured to add more machines during that time? And your options are auto scale, metric based rules, or schedule based rules. Now, need of the question is that you need to configure a scale set, virtual machine scale set based on a time. So you can see that Friday night is usually the busiest time. On the other hand, the 8 a.m. on Tuesdays is the quietest time. So the traffic is low on Tuesday morning. So you need to configure a virtual machine scale set which complies to this time management. And the correct answer for this question is schedule based rules. Because with schedule based rule, administrators proactively schedule the scale set to deploy one or any number of additional instances of virtual machine. This will accommodate a spike in demand and then scale back down when the spike ends. And that's exactly what our question is also asking. So our virtual machine scale set should be able to scale up if the demand goes up and should be able to scale down when the demand goes down. And that's the reason why I have chosen schedule based rule as the answer for question number 73. Our question number 74 says that you want to deploy 10 Azure web apps using deployment template named template 1. From the following option, choose the one as the first step before you deploy template 1. The solution must minimize Azure cost. What should you identify as the solution? And your options are 5 Azure application gateways, 1 app service plan, 10 app service plans, or 1 Azure traffic manager, or 1 Azure application gateway. And the correct answer for this question is 1 app service plan. And the reason behind is that you need to create Azure web app in the app service plan. Now, multiple web apps can be deployed in a single app service plan. So this option is the most cost effective option. You could have chosen 10 app service plans, but that doesn't make sense because you need not to spend more cost when you can achieve the same results from a single app service plan. And of course, all the other options like gateways or traffic manager, they don't even remotely relate to web app or deployment. So the best option looking at the cost effectiveness is 1 app service plan. Now let's move with question number 75. And the question says that in Azure, what is the starting point of controlling any resource? Is it resource group, or is it subscription, or is it tenant? And the correct answer for this question is subscription. See, whenever you create a new login in the Azure portal, then the tenant gets created automatically. However, to create any resource in Azure, you must first have a subscription. It could be pay as you go, it could be free subscription, but there has to be a subscription. On the other hand, resource group is just like a placeholder, or you can say like a folder, which helps you organize the resources, or you can say the related resources together. So the correct answer for this question is subscription. Moving on with our next question 76, and it says that the infrastructure team needs to install IaaS on the local host. They do not want to use custom script extension. Which of the following could be used instead? And your options are desired state configuration, virtual machine extension, or Windows update. And the correct answer for this question is option A, desired state configuration. So desired state configuration is the best option to install IaaS on the local host when you do not want to use custom script extension. Now let's check out question number 77, and that says that you need to deploy 2 Azure virtual machines named VM1 and VM2 based on Windows Server 2016. The deployment must provide service level agreement or SLA of 99.95% availability. The solution given here is that you propose a solution to create a scale set for the requirement. Does this meet the goal? Before jumping to the answer, let's see one more variation of the same question. And this one is presented in question number 78. The question is exactly the same. However, in this 78th question, the solution given is that you propose a solution to put virtual machine in a availability set. Now, if you understand the question well, then the need of the question is providing a service level agreement of 99.95%, which is nothing but the uptime of the application. Or you can also say that the question is asking you to provide the availability of the application up to 99.95%. So basically, the ask of the question is that you have to ensure the availability of the application to a 99.95%. It's not asking you to scale up or scale down the application based on the demand. So that's not the ask of the question. And that's why scale set is not a valid option. Because scale set comes into picture whenever you want to ensure that your application is scaling up or scaling down depending upon the hike in demand or decrease in demand. And that's the reason the answer for the question number 77 is no. On the other hand, the answer for the question number 78 is yes, because availability set is the correct option whenever you want to increase your availability or SLA of any virtual machine. Quickly moving to question number 79, and it says that you have an Azure subscription named subscription 1 that contains resources as shown in the following table. You can see here we have number of resources, the name of the resources are given here. Then we have type of the resources. So we have resource group, we have virtual network, and we have virtual machine. Along with that, we are also given with the location of the resources. You can check out them here. And then we have resource group if applicable. Moving ahead, the question says that the VM1 connects to a virtual network named VNet2 by using a network interface named NIC1. You need to create a new network interface named NIC2 for virtual machine 1. The solution given here is that you create NIC2 in RG2 and central US. Does this meet the goal? Now, the most important thing in these kind of question is that you carefully observe the location of the resources. For example, in this question, it says that you want to create a NIC2 in RG2. Where is RG2? The RG2 or the resource group 2 locates in West Europe. Further, the question also says that you are creating NIC2 for the virtual machine 1. And where is virtual machine 1 located? The virtual machine 1 is located in West US. Now it's very important that you understand that both West Europe and West US are two different regions. So what is the correct answer? Which resource group should you install NIC2 so that this business case or this business requirement is fulfilled? We will check that in the very next question, question number 80. But for now, the answer for question number 79 is no. In continuation from the question number 79, we have the exactly same question. However, this time the solution given is a little different. The solution in this question says that you create NIC2 in RG1 and West US. Does this meet the goal? As I told you in the last question as well, that whenever you have these kind of questions, always look at the location of the resources. In this question, it says we are installing or creating NIC2 in RG1. Where is RG1? Again, RG1 is in East US. And where is the virtual machine 1? Virtual machine 1 is in West US. So both the location East US and West US are located in the same region. And that's very important. The virtual machine you attach a network interface to and the virtual network you connect it to should always be in a same region. And here East US and West US both are in a same Azure region. And that's why the correct answer for this question is yes. Now coming to question number 81, which is very interesting and equally important question. So the question says that in an Azure subscription, you need to use Azure Resource Manager ARM template to create a virtual machine that will have multiple data disks. How should you complete the template? So you can see a JSON template or the ARM template is given here, and I'm not very sure if you can read the small fonts in this JSON template. However, things will be better when I will take you to the Microsoft site. For now, just bear with me. So this is the ARM template and you can see two dots here. The first one here, the number 1 marked in blue color and the second one in this orange color. Now you have to fill these placeholders with some values. And those values are reflected in these two tables. So the first one, blue one, is related to this first table, and the second one you have to choose the correct answer from this orange table. Now let's go to the Microsoft website where I will show you this template and then we will figure out the correct answer. So this is the Microsoft website that shows that ARM template. If you scroll down a little here, then you will reach to a section which says iteration of properties. And here you are given with a JSON template, which is essentially a ARM template. I will just zoom a little bit more here. Now hopefully you can read the template. So in the question, this was already given. Until here we were given the ARM template, and after that this section was missing. So the correct answer for this missing part is copy. Moving ahead, this part was also given along with this part, and then the data disk was also given. You had to fill this part, and you can see the correct option for this part is copy index. So now we have first answer as copy and the second answer as copy index. Now let's move back to our presentation. So as we saw on the Microsoft documentation, the answer for the first blue part is copy activity, and the answer for the second orange one placeholder is copy index. It's a very important question because Microsoft will give you these kind of ARM templates and you have to figure out the missing parts of the ARM templates. So please have a look at these ARM templates very carefully. I will leave the link of that page in the description box. Coming to question number 82, the question says that you plan to deploy 5 virtual machines to a virtual network subnet. Each virtual machine will have a public IP and a private IP address. Each virtual machine requires the same number of inbound and outbound security rules. What is the minimum number of network interfaces and network security groups that you require? And your options are given here. You have network interfaces, and the options are 5, 10, 15 and 20. And then here you have network security group or NSG, and the options are 1, 2, 5 and 10. And the correct answer for the network interface is 5. So that's the bare minimum number of network interface that you would need. And the correct answer for the NSG is 1. A quick tip on network security group is that the same network security group can be associated to as many subnet and network interfaces that you may choose. Hopefully that important tip will help you in answering the questions in your exams. Coming to question number 83, and that says that you need to configure a VPN connection for the network TNet2. Which of the following would you need to configure in the virtual network? And your options are a peering connection or an additional address space, or should you do a gateway subnet, or the last option is an express route connection. The correct answer for question number 83 is option C, a gateway subnet. Coming to question number 84, and the question says that you have an Azure storage account named storage1. You plan to use AZ copy to copy data to storage1. You need to identify the storage services in storage1 to which you can copy the data. What should you identify? And your options are blob, file, table and queue. The second option is blob and file only. The third one says file and table only, or the fourth one is file only, and the fifth one is blob, table and queue only. And the correct answer for this question is option B, blob and file only. And this is because AZ copy does not support table or queue storage, and that's why the options which has table or queue in it, they are ruled out. So all these options A, C, E are ruled out. And then we have D, which has only file, but we need to choose all the services that are supported. That's why the correct answer is blob and file only. Coming to question number 85, which is the last question for our part 8 of our AZ-104 real exam question and answer exam series. Now let's read the question. The question says that you have an Azure storage account named storage1 that uses Azure blob storage and Azure file storage. You need to use AZ copy to copy the data to blob storage and file storage in storage1. Which authentication method should you use for each type of storage? And here you can see we are given with blob storage, and then we are also given with file storage, and the options are listed below. And the correct answer for the blob storage is that you can use Azure Active Directory or Azure AD, and you can also use SAS, which is shared access signatures. Moving ahead, the correct option for the file storage is shared access signature only, because file storage only supports shared access signature. I hope you like this 15 questions, which are very latest and important from the perspective of AZ-104 certification exam. If you have any questions or doubts, please tell me in the comment section below. I will be really happy to answer them, and in fact, I will include your questions in the upcoming parts. Till we meet again, stay fit, keep learning, and thanks for watching. If this video has added any value in your learning, a like and subscribe is highly appreciated. Share this video in your family and friends to spread and expand their learning. Your comments and feedback give me a chance to interact with you, and I look forward for them. We will meet again in our next video. Till then, stay fit, keep learning, and thanks for watching.